have just arrived in Boston and I thought while I got ready for our first activity, I would just give you a bit of the lore, I guess, as to why we've come to Boston. We just spent a week in New York. A lot of people go to New York, but not everyone goes to Boston. So I thought I would just give a bit of a rundown of why we're in Boston and what we're doing while we're here. My family supports the Boston Celtics, which is what this shirt is. So that could have given it away, but we support the Boston Celtics, which is the Boston NBA team. We're a very big basketball family. My sister and I played basketball from when we were around 5 or 6, and I didn't stop playing basketball until maybe I was around 20, 21. It's a very big part of my life and our family's lives, and all of us, including so my dad, my sister and my sister's boyfriend, all go for the Boston Celtics. And the whole reason this trip sort of formulated was that it's a very bucket list and dream thing to be able to go watch them live and watch an NBA game in person in Boston. So that's really where this whole trip sort of came from. And then because we were going to Boston, we said why not go to New York, and we just sort of made it this whole big thing. But really it originated from going to watch the NBA. So we just got the train from New York to Boston. It was about 4.5 hours. I have pretty much just quickly jumped off the train and getting ready and then going to the game. Because we spent so much time sort of planning New York and doing New York and it was so hectic, I kind of forgot that we're going to get to go to the NBA and that was sort of a big part of why we were coming here and that we're going tonight. Like, it is really, really bucket list for me to be able to go see an NBA game live. Derek White is my favorite Boston Celtics NBA player, or just NBA player in general. And so I'm going to go get to watch him play basketball tonight, which is just honestly quite insane. Our accommodation is only, I think, maybe a 5-10 minute walk from TD Garden, which is the home of the Boston Celtics. So we just want to like trek it in and out because we are going to a lot of events that are in this area. So we're doing 2 NBA games, 1 NHL game, 1 NFL game. I'm pretty sure that's all the sports games. And then for the rest of it, I think as far as other things on the agenda, pretty chill compared to the New York leg of our trip. Like, we're doing a lot more casual stuff, a lot more self-guided stuff, some bookstores. Another exciting thing that I also keep forgetting about just because I'm not in routine and in my normal life is that it's my birthday in a few days, and so we're actually going to an NFL game on my birthday. And then I've got some more sort of me-centric things like going to the cafe and a bookstore sort of for the morning of my birthday. And I'm still semi-recovering from being sick. I got sick on my last couple of days in New York, so overall I'm just going to be trying to take it a little bit easier so that I can fully recover. I went to the pharmacy as soon as I got here and just got some things, and hopefully I start to feel a bit better soon. I'm just going to quickly finish getting ready now, and then I think we're going to rush out, get some dinner, and then go to our first ever NBA game. last night was the most fun I've had in such a long time. Genuinely, getting to actually go to a Celtics NBA game with my family has been at the top of my bucket list for the longest time. And the fact that we all just got to go together was the best time. Unfortunately, we did lose, but it was only by one, which I don't know if it's better or worse to lose by one, because you're like, oh, we literally could have won. But also because it was such a close game, it meant it was a really good game to watch. So either way, I'm pretty stoked. It is thankfully amazing weather outside. We're heading out today to go to, I think, Harvard and do a bit of like a self-guided walking tour around Harvard, and then I think just a general exploring of the city. I don't think there's anything crazy on the list. I picked up this jumper from the markets yesterday on the way into Boston because I'm a sucker for anything baby yellow, and I love the baby yellow and the blue. I'm so obsessed with it. I think it's so cute, and I've been seeing so many of these New York jumpers, but I just wanted one that was Boston instead of New York because I've got like a Strand shirt and an NYPD shirt that was sort of New York based, so I definitely wanted something Boston, and now I fear that I'm going to be living in this. It's a few days later now. Yes, I'm still in the same jumper. However, I don't know what anyone else is like when they get something new that they're obsessed with, but I tend to just wear it to death. So I've been wearing this pretty much every night that we've been staying in the hotel in Boston because it is so comfortable, it's so baggy and oversized. And I'll just wear it until I get sick of it, and then I'll hyperfixate on a new item of clothing. So this is the current hyperfixation. My family have just left to go out for the night. They've gone to a sunset cruise, which historically I get pretty seasick. I did go on a sunset cruise in New York and ended up getting very sick and throwing up in the bathroom on the boat. So didn't really want a repeat of that. I just felt really icky afterwards. So because of that, I've just opted to stay in for the night. I don't have any crazy plans. I might just, I don't know, read some of my book. I started my funny story reread, I think yesterday. I started by listening to it on my Libby just because I had the hold. And I'm about 15% in, but I do have the physical paperback, so I might pick that up tonight and just read a bit and just take this opportunity to chill. When we were in New York last week, everything was just go, 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 so hectic. And so it's been really nice being in Boston, having that slower pace. As much as I enjoyed New York City, I loved the activities we got to do, I loved everything we got to see and do. The actual city itself was really overstimulating, really loud, very chaotic, very busy. And so as soon as we got the train to Boston, I just instantly felt calmer. As the train drove in, I'll include some clips now, but the autumn trees and the vibes, everything was just so nice. And then we got off the train and everything was just so calm, and I instantly just felt at peace. And I've felt that way ever since we've been here. I think it might almost be my new favorite city. It's an early call, but I do love it. Technically right now, it is my birthday in Australia. It's hit the 26th of October earlier there than it has here. I don't know how to articulate it, but I'm just feeling really weird. I don't know, being away from home and away from your routine doesn't really feel like my birthday. I am with my family, but I'm not with my boyfriend or my friends, and just, I don't know, I'm feeling probably just a bit homesick, honestly. But we do have some pretty cool things planned for tomorrow, so I am excited. Historically, I've prided myself in being a really independent person, and I was able to travel, not get homesick, and that was sort of my thing. And then the older I get and the closer I get to people and the more strong foundations in like friendships and relationships that I have, the more homesick I get when I go away. And I really struggle to not criticize myself for it, because part of me thinks that, well, you're not independent, you're not strong enough if you can't be away from home without getting homesick. But I was journaling a bit earlier, and I'm just trying to flip the coin a bit and remind myself that isn't that such a beautiful thing, that I have so many people in my life that I love so much that I then miss them this much. Just because I don't want to be away from them doesn't mean I can't be and I'm not strong enough to be. It just means I've got amazing and beautiful people in my life. So trying to be a bit more positive and glass half full with that, because at the end of the day, not everyone is so lucky to get homesick and love a place so much and love people so much that they then miss it when they're away. So I'm just trying to soak that all in and be really grateful. In a week's time, I'll be home and I can see them all and give them a big hug, and it'll all be fine. We've got some really exciting things planned for tomorrow. We're going to go to Beacon Hill Bookstore, which was recommended by a friend, and then we're going to an NFL game as well, which not my thing as much, but it sort of was the only day it fell on, so I'm happy to do that. I don't think I have any other updates. Just gonna rest for the rest of the night, read my book, and probably try and get an early sleep so that I can get up in the morning and have a good day tomorrow. feels like every time I talk to you at the moment, I'm in one of the two bathrooms in our accommodation, but it's really just because it's the place that has most privacy, because I'm staying with my dad, my sister, and my sister's boyfriends, which means I don't really feel like sitting out in the living room and yapping to a camera in front of everyone. Yesterday was a really nice day. So we went to Tat Bakery in the morning, which was highly recommended, and I got just like a hot chocolate and almond croissant, which was so good. After that, we then went to Beacon Hill Books, which I would have loved to film a bit more content in there, but it was a Sunday, and to be completely honest, it was just so busy in there. Okay, I tried to get as many clips as I could because it was very cute, but it was a little bit stressful and a little bit overwhelming because the way the bookshop worked, it was quite upright and narrow. So there was 5 different levels, but sort of each level was quite narrow. So when there's a lot of people, it was sort of a little bit overstimulating, and so I didn't really want to pull up my camera. I was trying to take a photo at one point. My dad genuinely just like stood in front of this lady so that she wouldn't sort of walk into where I was taking a photo. But it was a very cute bookstore. My dad ended up buying me that book, which is called Battle of the Bookshop. So when I was in Barnes and Noble, I sort of had the mindset of don't buy any books you haven't heard about, because the risk of not liking it or it not being a good book and me having to sort of lug it all the way home is a little risky. So I thought, oh, don't buy anything in Barnes that you haven't heard of or that you didn't sort of plan to buy. But I kept looking at this book for some reason. It was just like, I don't know whether it was I liked the title or the cover was cute. I don't know. It said Battle of the Bookstores, so I assumed it was 2 bookstore owners. Anyway, I didn't really think much of it. I didn't even read the back of it. Like, I just thought, oh, that looks cute, and continued about my day. Anyway, I was in the romance section at Beacon Hill Books and I saw it again. So I thought, oh, I'm going to pick that off the shelf. Like, it caught my eye in Barnes and Noble, so I'm just going to have a look. And it was actually set in Boston, which I sort of love doing. I haven't really had any time to read on this trip, to be completely honest. But I do love when I travel reading books that are set in the places that I am. So I thought, well, that's the perfect book to get for my birthday. Because I'm not that invested in the NFL, I just decided, well, I've got my book here. May as well read some of my book. And I got like 85 pages in, which is pretty good. It was so awkward because I was obviously surrounded by a bunch of drunk men watching football. Not necessarily your sort of best reading environment. However, it was my birthday and I was like, you know what, I can do what I want. Right. I had at least 2 or 3 men be like, what are you reading? You're reading a book? That's so weird. Da, da, da. I'm like, I get it. I'm at a football game. Why am I reading a book? I get that it's a little weird, but please don't talk to me about it, because what am I supposed to tell you? You're a 60-year-old man at the football. I'm not going to tell you about the 2 rivaling bookstore owners that are now have to like fight and are going to fall in love. No, I'm not going to tell you about that. Anyway, after the football, we had talked about going out for dinner for my birthday, but honestly, the NFL was like a 5-hour experience and I was just so tired that all I really wanted to do was stay in. So we just got takeout, we got some pizza, and we played some games, and it was a very chill, a very me kind of night. The other day when we were on, it's a street called Newbury Street in Boston, so it's kind of like their 5th Avenue. There's heaps of shops. Anyway, we were there the other day and I had no idea this was here, but I walked past it and they have a physical in-person Princess Polly, which I knew there was one in New York, but I had no idea that there was one in Boston. And so seeing it was such a shock, but obviously very exciting. Like, at the time we didn't have time to go in, but I was like, I need to go there. So I wrote it down on my phone and I knew that as soon as we had a free day that I was going to go back there, because I am obsessed with Princess Polly. Like, half my suitcase is Princess Polly that I brought. It is genuinely my favorite clothing brand. And so there was just no way I wasn't going to go to the physical store. So that is the plan for today. I'm so excited. I don't think I'll buy that much. I just want at least one thing from the physical store, because obviously I can buy all of it online and that's great and convenient. It's more just for the idea that I'm like, oh, I picked that up in the physical store in Boston, and just to see it. Like, I would love to go in and just see the store and try stuff on. So that's the agenda for today. There's also a couple other stores I saw on Newbury Street that I would like to go and see. We don't really have anything else crazy planned for today other than that. This is possibly the most comfortable thing I have ever put on my body. I couldn't zip it the whole way up, but it's a skirt dress, so it's shorts as well, and it's just so comfortable. I like the idea of this one, but it's just a bit tight and a little bit itchy. I'm currently packing up my suitcase because we're about to head back to New York for the night from Boston, which is so sad. I thought it was a good opportunity for me to show you maybe some of the things that I bought on the trip. My suitcase has increased by at least 5 kilos, so there's a decent amount of purchasing being done. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of road products and there's a lot of books. First thing I bought, which I then continued to buy a stupid, irresponsible amount of, is Rhode. So the first 2 things I bought was a glazing milk and a toasted teddy blush, and I then proceeded to buy barrier butter. I think I've bought 3 glazing milks, 2 barrier butters, somehow bought 4 blushes. I don't know who left me alone with a credit card in Sephora, but here we are. Oh, I then also got a couple of these like peptide lip ointment, lip treatment things because they were in a pack with a mini glazing milk and I wanted a mini glazing milk to be able to sort of travel with. So I did that. I also then realized that Sephora here had Merit, which I absolutely love. Like half of my makeup routine is Merit. We don't have it in Australia. You can get it. It just takes ages to ship and it's pretty expensive to ship. So I went and got a mini blush trio blush balm because I love their blushes. The fact that I bought 7 blushes on this trip is so stupid. And then I got a bronze balm because it's the one thing of theirs I don't have and wanted to try. I haven't tried it yet because I technically have my Clinique one, but I really just wanted to get it to take home. I talked about these a little bit in my New York vlog, so I'll rapid fire go through them, but these are all the books that I have bought while I've been here. So I got Battle of the Bookshops, which I was talking about earlier. I got it in my birthday. It's just a romance book set in Boston about 2 rivaling bookstore owners. That's the gist. I then got the US paperback of Funny Story because it's the only one I don't have, and so got that for my own collection. And then I also got the US Happy Place for my friend Charlotte because she really wanted it and it's her birthday while I'm over here, so I'm pretty sure she knows she's getting this. This isn't much of a spoiler. Anyway, I then got The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen Clover and it's a signed autographed copy. I've been seeing so much about this. I have no idea what it's about, but I've been seeing good things and I trust the besties that were reviewing it. Same with this one, to be completely honest. Know nothing about it. Trusting the besties. I'm pretty sure they were both Taylor, maybe Destiny, maybe Anna, I don't know. And then I bought myself my first ever Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which is The Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I absolutely love the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and so when I saw this US cover, my jaw dropped, and it's sort of a different color and it's got sprayed edges and then it's got sort of like a gold foiling on the front too, so that just had to come home with me. Did I intend to buy this many books? Honestly, I think 6 is pretty good. Like I still need to fit them in my suitcase, which is probably the heaviest thing obviously that I've purchased, but I'm very happy to be going home with them. In how many years time, who's going to care that I bought this many books while I was overseas? As far as clothing goes, I've worn it 100 times, so I'm not going to talk that much about it. I got this massive oversized Boston baby yellow crew neck, which I have been living in. Then in Princess Polly, I only bought one thing, but it is the most comfortable thing I think I've ever put on my body. I got this playsuit romper, I don't know, it looks like a dress but it's shorts and it is so comfortable, so just fitted in like the best way possible, and it has a drawstring on the back though, so you can sort of tighten it around your waist, which I think is so flattering, and I'm so excited to wear this sort of with tights, or I don't know, it was just so comfortable that I had to buy it. I've also bought a large variety of gifts because I tend to buy my friends and family gifts when I go away. These Sour Patch Kids, I've already eaten 2 bags myself, but my boyfriend's sister loves Sour Patch Kids as well, and so they're these watermelon I don't know, they are just like the best lolly I've ever eaten. So I got a bag for myself and then a bag for his sister. I then got my mum a apron from the Central Perk sort of Friends Museum Cafe because we all love Friends and I just thought the apron was cute. I then got this book and pens for my boyfriend's mum, just like a little journal set. She's a teacher, so stationery always goes down pretty well. Oh, I then also got my boyfriend's sister this New York bucket hat, which I think is really cute. I then got this little taxi cab, I guess you'd call it. I love getting these little trinkets to put on my bookshelf. So like when I was in London, I got the what are they called? Phone booths. So then I got a little taxi as well. If you have read Happy Place, you know that this term, Wicked Pisser, is used in the book as like a little joke between all the main characters, and it's a thing here in Boston. It must be where it comes from. So I got a variety of things. One of these is for Charlotte to go with the Happy Place book, and then I got this little sort of espresso cup to put on my Emily Henry shot. I have also somehow accrued at least 3 or 4 tote bags, but I can't be able to get them out because they're in the bottom of my suitcase. But I got one from Barnes & Noble, I got one from the Strand, I got one from the Rip Bodice. Pretty much anytime I bought a book, I got a tote bag, but I use them all the time when I'm at home. So something I knew that was going to be useful and is pretty easy to fit in a suitcase, like really lightweight. That's pretty much everything I have bought while I've been over here. I have definitely filled my suitcase to the max, so hopefully we're gonna have no problems getting on the plane. We'll see how we go.
Braking hard enough. I was just doing a light brake.
You need to brake hard.
We're in a Kit Kat. Good luck. We're at Bahrain. You like Bahrain?
Oh, you're first. Bahrain's Yesterday we got the train from Boston to New York because we just had to stay here for one night before flying out tomorrow back to Australia. So I just thought I would hop on and end the video here. I have had the most amazing time in Boston. I definitely just fell in love with the city. It just didn't feel so, I don't know, crazy hectic like a lot of other cities do. It's a bit of a slower city, which I really love. Being autumn definitely helped because at home we don't really do fall like America do fall. We get orange trees for like a few weeks and people don't really go all out with all the decorations. So I just really love sort of walking around and seeing all the pumpkins and the orange trees and the Halloween decorations, and I think that really made it, for me at least. It made me feel like I was sort of walking through Gilmore Girls or some kind of movie, and it really definitely added to the vibes of Boston. Even though I've had the most amazing 2 weeks in New York and Boston, I am so excited to be going home. I just miss my bed and I miss my boyfriend and I miss just my routine, and so I definitely am a homebody, and so being away from home this long can be a little tricky. If you got to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next video. Bye!